Hey guys, TV here. In this video I want to roll up all the problems with the current ladder, and I want to specifically address red links, hoping that it reaches them and they adjust their system in some way. So I wrote down some notes to sum up what the biggest problem in the current ladder is. And the biggest problem is everyone is way too close. What I mean by that is, like, back in the day, the MMR system or the rating system was set up to a point that people of different strength index or different skill levels were very far apart. There was a legendary ladder with about up to 15,000 people in the legendary, or make it maybe 14,000, and you would not really meet someone that is, or when you are on place 13,000 in the legendary arena, you would not really meet someone in the top 100 or the top 500. In this system, everyone is so close that this can happen. And it's not only to this point. Like, you can be Silver Shield and meet a pretty decent legendary player, as you might see in this screen that I edited in. Back in the day, it wasn't even possible to meet Silver Shields or even like high legendary player meeting low legendary players. Which is, of course, why is that the case, is what I wanted to say. Why are we so close? So the biggest problem is, which is, like, by the way, contrary to the belief of most people, the top players don't have a really good time because they don't really gain any elo. And that is because it is very close to the actual chess elo system. You should just check it out. I want to explain this right now. The problem with it is that there is not a real inflation and an inflation of elo points. Now let me roll up quickly what inflation is. Let's keep it in the gaming world. You're playing an MMORPG and everyone who beats enemies picks up gold. And this gold doesn't disappear, it stays in their pockets, and people play this game for years and gold is getting picked up and picked up and picked up. So the value of gold is decreasing by the amount of gold the players have. Which is why the game developers include systems that erase gold from their pockets. For example, a vendor. A vendor has a really expensive cosmetic item, they buy it, and the gold that the vendor gets won't be redistributed amongst the players. No, it disappears. And that's how a game fights inflation. South Park Phone Destroyer is pretty much fighting inflation with their ladder reset without there being an inflation of elo points. What I mean by that is that when they took out a gigantic amount of elo with the ladder reset. And they even did a mistake. They stated in the forums that the formula to reset the elo will be the following. It will be the current elo you had divided by 10 plus 5,000. That means everyone who had more than 10,000 matchmaking points, or whatever you call it, should be above 6,000 and be in legendary. However, for some unknown reason, this wasn't addressed yet. This was not the case. I started at 5,850 and I was definitely above 10,000 rating. So they took out even more rating from the system that they intended to. And now the problem is we don't get this rating back. Now look at this ladder. Now I'm moving in my Streamlabs instead of the game itself. See what people are expected to get. 9,500 skill rating is what I call it. Okay. Look at the top whales. They barely arrived at 8,000. It is very unlikely that in the current system that anyone will arrive here. Why is that? There is no inflation of elo. There is nothing for them to grind. If those guys match against a 7,000 player, they gain like 2 elo or something, or 2 rating. And if they lose against someone like that, they lose 99. As you guys can see, one little mistake, one disconnect, one whatever could cost them 50 games. If you see it like that. This is ungrindable. You understand me? It's not possible for them to separate themselves from us average guys with their a few level 3 legendaries, and we the few level 3 legendary guys won't be able to separate ourselves from, I don't know, the guys in silver. I'm still meeting silver players on a daily basis. That's just how it is right now, because I am not able to separate myself. This leaves no incentive for people to climb up the ladder, because it is pretty much impossible. Which, honestly, can you guys blame them for not like trying their best 24/7 to win 50 games in a row, to get this little bit increase of skill rating, just to then get a disconnect or just lose because some other strong guy played most of the time half-assed games and then tries really hard to fight them and wins? Those people up there have even told me that they are losing rating when they are winning a game against a low skill rated player. So the system is definitely broken. Now let me quickly see if I missed something. Another problem, of course, is that there is no wall in front of legendary. The whole rating system applies to silver and to legendary shields, and they can meet each other, which is a thing that I would have to change. Now coming to what I suggest on how we could fix this system. Now, first of all, there's something wrong with the code. Like, you should not lose at any time. You should not lose elo if you win a game. That's just bullshit. That just cannot happen, and there must be something done about that first. But the second thing is we need inflation of elo. If you take away elo on a monthly basis, we need there to be a possibility to gain elo. And that's why I would separate the current system, leave the silver system like it is, but the legendary system needs to be separated. There needs to be growth. There needs to be the growth we need to separate ourselves and, of course, get into higher tiers to get the rewards. And how would we do that? Now, I play Brawl Stars, as some of you know, and Brawl Stars has a system that if you are very low rated, you gain more by default than you lose. So I have a low rated brawler, and if I win a game, I gain +6 trophies. If I lose a game, I lose only 3 trophies. So I will definitely, if I continue winning on a 50-50% basis, like win 50%, lose 50%, I would gradually climb up. Now, of course, some guys think, well, if we include the system, just everyone will be easily on tier 3 or something like that. No, that's not the case, because it is not only skill related. Can you say for yourself, my friendly silver player or bottom legendary player, that you could win 1/3 of games against level 4 legendaries? I can't. So this won't happen. As well, since we already have those nice tier legendary arenas, it should be no problem to change and adjust the system or how you gain rating based on which tier you are in. Let's say we are in the bottom tier, tier 6. We could do it like I said. You only lose half compared to what you win. So let's say 2 people with 6,000 elo are facing each other. They have a same rating. Sorry, I'm sometimes throwing those terms or mix them up, but you should still understand what I'm talking about. So 2 people, 6,000 rating, are facing each other. The winner gets 50, the loser loses 25. If we have this system in place, there is an inflation of elo in the tier 6. Now going to the tier 5, we could change it up. The winner gets 50, the loser loses 35. Tier 4, the winner wins 50, the loser loses 45. And on tier 3 we could start having an even system. The winner wins 50, the loser loses 50. And if we want to like separate the tier 1 and 2 rewards, which makes sense, from the other people, you would have to win more than 50% to climb the ladder. Meaning, for example, you win 50 but you lose 60. You win 50 but you lose 75. Something like that. This would be a way to just increase the way you get elo. Because if we now keep this system up right now, there is no elo for the top players to farm. In the next season reset, it will be even worse, because they take away even more rating without there being rating generated. So if they keep the system up and we, with what I told you before, elo divided by 10 plus 5,000, this would mean those 8,000 guys start at 5,000. That would be pretty nuts. Like, and then they have to start from there to gain the elo from 4,000 people or whatever. Whatever they have in mind, we need a much, much bigger inflation of skill rating for people to be able to separate themselves from others. Because currently, as I already kind of stated, the high-ranked player get punished extremely for a loss and gain absolutely next to nothing from a win. The mid-range players will get either stomped by bigger guys or butcher lower guys, and the lower guys keep complaining about, why the hell do I have to fight this guy? This game should make sure that this guy is somewhere else and not facing me, building my deck, not even having level 4 epics, and so on. I know this like took a lot of time to break it down, but this is like my perspective on the ladder system. I think we can all agree it is broken. This is just my solution to fixing it. Something has to be done. There are easier fixes possible to adjust the tiers, for example. I mean, you could just like lower it all. However, the problems would still stand that people are not really able to separate themselves. This would only be a short-term fix for people being able to actually get somewhere and get the top rewards, which is currently now possible. It wouldn't fix the matchmaking at all. Also keep in mind, we are not League of Legends or Fortnite or something with a gigantic player base. It is not too far-fetched for a 1,000 rated player to meet the 5,000 rated player, because I mean, you guys gotta play at the same time and there must be something near you, someone near you, which is not always perfectly the case, and you don't want waiting times for 10 minutes. However, since there is no separation, losses are punishing the top players so much. When they lose elo by such a big margin, they also get a big margin closer to you, and therefore are finding you much faster. If they would be able to climb this freaking ladder, they should already, those guys, let's say the top 5, they should be here already. You wouldn't meet them. They would keep fighting each other. All right, I'll wrap it up here. Please let me know your suggestions to fix the system. I am very confident that Redlinks will watch this video and maybe they will also read the comments. Be kind and we'll have a discussion and we'll get this game playable again, because right now I don't think there's any group that really enjoys the ladder, at least a group that also wants to climb it. That's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. Pharaoh out.